nor was there a lot of time to craft the directive that we ultimately issued to the department. Into court to advance an argument that the travel ban was unrelated to religion when the evidence was a legal issue. It was about the core founding principle of religious freedom. And I couldn't in good conscience send DOJ lawyers into court to advance an argument that the travel ban was unrelated to religion when the evidence, it was about the core founding integrity of the Department of Justice, not to defend the travel ban. That had been made by the President and his defending the constitutionality of the travel ban would require the Department of Justice moment of constitutional law or immigration law. And I appreciate that people of goodwill can have very different views both on the legality of the order and what I should have done in this scenario. But I do think that it's illustrative of an unexpected moment when the law and conscience intersected and the decision had to be made in a very short period of time. After reviewing the legal challenges and reading cases and conferring with the DOJ lawyers, I came to the conclusion that defending the constitutionality of the travel ban would require the Department of Justice to argue that the executive order had nothing to do with religion, that it was not intended to disfavor Muslims. And this was despite the numerous prior statements that had been made by the President and his surrogates regarding his intent to effectuate a Muslim ban. I believed that this would require us to advance a pretext, a defense not grounded in truth. And so I directed the Department of Justice not to defend the ban. Now, I appreciate that some believe that I should have just resigned instead of ordering the department not to defend the travel ban. And that's a fair question. I grappled with that all over the weekend and during the day on Monday. But I believed then, and I believe now, that resigning would have protected my personal integrity, but it would not have protected the integrity of the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice is not... DOJ isn't just another law firm, and this wasn't just any legal issue. It was about the core founding principle of religious freedom. And I couldn't in good conscience send DOJ lawyers into court to advance an argument that the travel ban was unrelated to religion when the evidence of intent reflected that that was not the case. Now, there wasn't much time to examine the weighty constitutional law concepts that were implicated here, nor was there a lot of time to craft the directive that we ultimately issued to the department. But I didn't make this decision just within the 72 hours from the time I learned of the ban until I issued the decision. That decision was the result of what others had taught me over my entire 27 years with the Department of Justice. I drew on the lessons of mentors who, while I was in AUSA, who had instilled in me a reverence for the privilege of representing the people of the United States and upholding the law and the Constitution. From the judges who rightly expected DOJ lawyers to be held to a higher standard than lawyers representing private litigants, because after all, we were the Department of Justice. And also from my interactions with people whom I served, the people who had made clear time and time again that they were looking to the Department of Justice to stay true to our founding principles and to protect people's rights. That compass that's inside all of us, that guides us in times of challenge, is being built every single day with every experience that we have. And I was fortunate to have learned from some inspiring people in my life who not only served as role models for me, but challenged my assumptions and my way of thinking and helped to build my core. Over the course of your life and your career, you too will face weighty decisions.